What's up, douchebags? I woke up and took a shit, and then I yelled at that stupid whore because fuck your stupid theater bullshit, stupid whore. And then I saw some fucking YouTube thingy. I was gonna wait until after I got coffee and donuts. I saw some YouTube thingy how, holy shit, some lady, some like semi-cute ginger lady, like breaks it down how like Zac Efron is a basically getting prostituted out to a producer in exchange. I see why. What's her name? Super hot other bitch from that thingy that the Witch's Coven is obsessed with. I never watched. I only know of it because I swear to God, I knew this was gonna. I knew this was gonna be. I knew this was gonna happen 20 years ago or 10 years ago. Yeah, almost 15 years ago. Because I remember I was doing night stalking at Toys R Us, and also like now people are talking about it, but I've been talking about it for a while because I saw a no bullshit. I saw a beaver eating a bird because they say that every now and then animals just want protein, so they'll start eating like they're like deers will eat like birds they find and start chewing on them. But I swear to God, I was like, because I was night shift, so I was taking my break from walking from Toys R Us through this like meadow field thingamajiggy, and then like go up the hill, and then there was the other. I was gonna go to 7-Eleven because I had this friend who used to work at 7-Eleven, and they would make fun of me because I couldn't make up my mind what I wanted. And they're like, "It's the same thing, just different colors." I was like, "The blue Doritos, the red Doritos, the orange Doritos, the purple Doritos." Then the sodas. It's like, do I want the brown soda, the yellow soda, the orange soda? It's all the same thing, just different colors. It's processed bullshit. But that was kind of funny. Yeah, Fedge. His name was Jeff, and I would call him Fedge, just to fuck around with it. Um, uh, but dude, I was like leaving my break, and I swear to God, I didn't even see it at first because it hissed at me. I'm just walking, do 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 do, because it's nighttime, and all of a sudden I take a step, and I step, and I hear a, I go, what the fuck? And I like jump back, and it runs away. But I swear to God, there was like a beaver. I could tell by the tail, the thick flat tail, the beaver, and it was like that, like gnawing something. And then the beaver ran away, and I looked down, and I swear to God, it was like some kind of like a bird, like a pigeon or some shit like that, but its head was falling off, or a dove or something like that. Probably a pigeon, because there was like the trash cans were over there and all that bullshit, but fucking crazy. Anyways, bro, trucks and trucks and trucks, at least 3 trucks a night guaranteed. Out of all, like one truck would be like, like the home and garden shit because it was like Toys R Us and Babies R Us. Oh yeah, it's Toys R Us and a Babies R Us. So one shipping thingy of the home garden supply stuff, like so the bigger toys, like build your own cabin, that shit, and like the baby's diapers and the baby formula and all that bullshit. And then 3 trucks of High School Musical toys, Hannah Montana toys, Bratz dolls, just all this shit. A couple Marvel things, but like three trucks of toys. But it was like one was like all High School Musical, one was like all Hannah Montana, and then one was like mostly Bratz and some Marvel and other random toys. Not even bullshitting you. I was like, how the fuck? Who's buying this shit? And then more trucks would come the next day because it was like the Christmas rush. Oh my God. Like they were like, just put it on the shit. So like the thingies would run out of space. So you'd open up the thingy and just like throw all the shit in there. And then that would get full and you just like fucking throw it. And they're like, we'll have someone come in later when the store opens up and they'll put a display. And it was all High School Musical bullshit. Oh my God. that's one of that job is one of the reasons why I decided to get a trade and then get a cert, get a degree, get into cyber because I don't want to do that ever again. Don't want to do that ever again. Oh my God, that was so annoying. I was 23 or 24, I think 23, 22, 23, something like that. And I was like, all these teeny boppers are retarded. They're just High School Musicaling all day long. What's the future gonna be like? Holy shit. Anyways, so I saw some crazy thing how like Zac Efron basically is a yacht boy. He's being pimped out by some Arab producer. And that basically made me think about how like pre 9/11 that would never happen. No, pre 9/11 that would never happen. America was so respected back in the 90s, and then 9/11 happened, the cabal took over, and what do you do in like those all those shows like Rome and Spartacus and all that bullshit? What do? They're always like, "Oh, well, I'll entertain you and I'll have my slave do whatever you want." Yeah, Zac Efron, the slave, do whatever they want. They'll throw money at you. You're still a slave. Just a slave with money. You're not Spartacus. You aren't being free. That's what makes me think Horphany. She probably just needed that money to pay off some fucking. She probably needed that money to pay off fucking Kevin Nish so she could break up with him. Because it seems like she seemed like when she told me that she was saying it like it was some kind of like I don't know, like I'm supposed to be like happy or like, oh, you did? Fantastic. Great job. Oh, I hope you're okay. No, I was like, I don't give a fuck. Give a shit. So she was in some fucking, I had to Google it. Like, she was in some fucking music video in like 2016. And then like the next video she made was about me. She was in some music video with that douchebag in 2016. And then I'm assuming that's when he proposed to her or whatever the fuck, and she said yes to be in a music video. Then I got her rocks off, literally by accident. Dude, I'm telling you. You know how in like Cyberpunk, this shitty game that sucks, but it has kind of got some good things about it? If I could go back in time and like see how I did all of that bullshit to make her so wet, I would do it every day to all the Asian bitches I ever meet. I just don't know how I did it. I was so wasted. God damn, I was like so wasted 'cause I was drinking with my uncle before. I had better things to do than go to there on time. You think I give a shit about your fucking party? I got there late. I was drinking with my uncle. Didn't give a fuck. And I got there plastered. Yeah, and I drank more. That's right. 'Cause I wasn't that drunk when I got there anyways. You don't know who you're dealing with. But holy shit, there's some channel called Scandy. I don't want to link it because that would just be too much. And they break down. Apparently, like everyone in LA is a massive pussy, and they all care about what everyone else thinks, and they're controlled easily. And I was able to apparently break through all that bullshit very easily because I don't pay attention to any of that. But this girl breaks it down. Zac Efron has been dating some Arab dude since like 2013 who's violent and like breaks his jaw and makes him look like the mustache guy from Miami, whatever the fuck, Tom Selleck or David Hasselhoff. It's like it's like the dude who is financing like it's like Zac Efron's sugar daddy has a thing for David Hasselhoff. It's almost like what it seems like, and they're making Zac Efron look like David Hasselhoff. I only know who that person is, who Zac Efron is, because I had to unpack all the toys of him before he became a poofy fag and all that bullshit. Holy fuck. I always had a thing for Sharpie. I thought she was the hottest. I don't know how it went. I've never seen it, but based on the toys, uh, the Vanessa Spanish girl, Vanessa Hudgens, and the Zac Efron had a thing, and Sharpie was jealous about it. And I was like, Sharpie, I will make you totally unjealous. I'll plow you so hard that that bitch will want it. Yeah. Would you leave me? We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, Sharpie. I just think you're the hottest one for now while I'm unpacking these boxes. God, there were so many boxes. Dude, you don't understand. I was hired on as seasonal for like just 2 weeks, and they were like, "There's so many trucks of High School Musical that will hire you on for an extra month to just keep on coming in and unloading these boxes, these trucks and trucks and trucks of toys. Please keep coming in." I was like, "Jesus, you fucking serious?" I got it through a temp agency. They're the ones who got me the thingy at the CFA Institute, Charter Financial Analyst. They paid me in books one time, and I took it. I read those books. Anyways, shit. Fucking all I know is that I am super duper happy because I've told this story a bunch of times. I remember one time, freshman in high school, I had just finished football and wrestling. I was gonna do like spring sports, but decided not to. I was like, if I do, I might not graduate because all I did was play video games. Some fucking old lady was having an assembly and they were looking for like models or whatever the fuck, and no bullshit. I think if I would have done her bullshit, I think I might have maybe could have ended up in something like American Pie. It wouldn't have been like a big thing, but it seemed like there was some agency looking for like, people they could groom looking back at it. But there was this old bitch, and she was basically pulled me in front of like the entire ninth grade class and started like poking me and prodding me and telling me how she would make me a model and put me in underwear ads. I just had to lose like 10 or 15 pounds. And I remember I was like, at first I gave resistance and all that bullshit, and I sat back down and she gave me her card. I remember thinking about it, and I was like, maybe she could put me on a diet, and then maybe she could like work with me, and maybe I will do underwear ads, and then bullshit like that, and all that bullshit. And then I got home, and there was like lasagna and big ziti and like rice balls and all this like food. And I was like, oh man, fuck that bullshit. I don't want to be an underwear model. Who's gonna eat all this big ziti and lasagna if I'm an underwear model? And I was like, oh, pow, pow, pow. And I ate all that shit and it was so good. And I never thought twice about it. It was the best decision ever. And seeing how they control all these dumb motherfuckers who do want to do underwear model bullshit, like it was the best decision ever. Like I heard somewhere that like that dude Channing Tatum used to be like a dancer. Probably he gets passed around to producers also and all that bullshit because no one was at home cooking these fuckers big ziti and shit like that. Telling you, like, no, no. The moment I ate my second or third plate of big ziti, I was like, fuck being an underwear model. This shit tastes so good. I put the extra sauce on it, and I put all the like cheese and all that bullshit. It was so good. God, I wish I had some big ziti right now. You see? You see? Like big ziti, that's only a one-time thing. It doesn't come all the time. Wow. It's crazy fucking crazy. In about an hour I can get coffee, and I'll do a regular one. Holy shit. Yeah, douchebags. Holy fuck, all these kids, all these like now they're adults. Like Jesus, I'm 40. That dude is 35, and he spent his entire life being pimped out to like. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. So like, bro, so when the deep state took over, they're like the House of Batiatus. They're like, oh, well, now that I am the head of America, why don't you have fun with all of my American stars and make them all beta males? Because we don't mind selling out America as long as it gets us rich. Again, like I was going to go into a whole thing about that. Maybe I'll expand on that later. The whole plan was going to be, since they couldn't get Hillary in, they were going to fragment America and just piece by piece because the whole point was to get rid of the Constitution. Because with the Constitution, we have things like freedom of speech and the right to bear arms. That's Enfield and all that bullshit. I have the bayonet. Yeah, you don't got to reload this, right? Yeah, this isn't bolt action. I should probably sharpen it. Not that I give a fuck. Look, it's like dusty, really. It's just there because memorabilia. But reason why America has never been invaded. What did the Japanese say? If we ever invade America, there will be a rifle behind every blade of grass. Of course. You can't invade America external. You had to invade America internally with propaganda and all that bullshit. So they had a coup, and then they just for 20 years they've been making everyone a giant pussy, and they were going to have a war and have America lose it. That didn't work, so they were going to have a civil war and have everything fragment. Because without the Constitution, then they can see like right now, like as I understand it, to summarize, they pimp out people like Zac Efron because they're desperate to make more High School Musical money, and they don't want to go back to being just regular people. They don't want to go back to teaching trombone section and all that bullshit in middle school. So then what they do is they bring them on yachts. That also might be why Horfany thought I was being weird when I kept saying yachts. I don't want those yachts. I want the yacht submarines that I can retrofit with Stanley Meyer's water-powered engine so I don't have to ever refuel. And I want to use it to explore places they tell me I'm not supposed to explore, like Antarctica. And so totally, I don't want to go to Ibiza and do yacht parties. I want to go Captain Nemo and like hunt exotic fish and seals on the Antarctic floor and have feasts on my Nautilus and shit like that. But anyways, um, I could not imagine, dude, what? 35 years old being pimped out to a bunch of fucking, oh yeah, anyways, so, bro, this would have never happened in the 90s. Or at least if it did, it was like behind closed doors more. Holy shit. I'm just there was no one to cook these fuckers lasagna in Big Ziti, so they became whores. They became expensive whores to the deep state. Holy shit.